Hope is in Durone Township of Hempstead County, founded by the Cairo and Fulton Railroad. Hope was incorporated on April 8th, 1875, and the town was named after young daughter of James M. Lowborough, the right-of-way agent for the railroad. And the town grew rapidly and became the largest in the county. After a 5 bitter elections over 50 years, the county seat was moved from Washington to Hope, May 11th, 1939. And in the 20th century, Hope became known as the home of record-setting watermelons and held its first watermelon festival in 1926. It is the birthplace of William Jefferson Clinton, the 42nd President of the United States, and Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee. This is Hope, Arkansas. Let's go. Morning, P9 back with another vlog, and I'm in the small city of Hope, Arkansas. We about to walk around the city, get some vibes, get some footage, and some history. So let's get into it, shall we? Now, Hope, Arkansas is the birthplace of former President Bill Clinton, who served 2 terms as the U.S. president. He also served 5 terms as the governor of Arkansas. So there he goes. They have this sign that says "Welcome to Arkansas" with his presidential image right there. So Bill Clinton, the Arkansas native. You know, people have their mixed opinions about Bill Clinton. You know, I'm not really don't really get too much into politics on this channel, but you know, those who like him, those who don't, well, it is what it is. But regardless, he has had a lot of achievements throughout the course of his life or his time in politics, and some controversies as well. But to get into the history of Hope, Arkansas, it was founded in 1873 and incorporated in 1875. It was initially a tent city and a railroad stop along the Cairo and Fulton Railroad, and it was named after Hope Lowborough, who was the daughter of a railroad land commissioner. So Hope basically grew into a regional shipping hub for timber and agriculture, eventually replacing nearby Washington as the Hempstead County seat in 1939. So the permanent settlement at that time, when the railroad arrived, was called Prairie des Rhone. And as you can see right here, we're at the Hope Railroad Depot, the Hope Railway Depot, and it actually is served by Amtrak. So very historic building. Now, not only was Bill Clinton born and raised here, you also had Mike Huckabee, former Arkansas governor, and Sarah Huckabee, who was Sarah Sanders. And they have a Hope Farmers Market here. They host it right here at the Pavilion Park. And here's some old railroad type of equipment. As you can see, the old school railroad crossing that they have preserved here as an artifact. Amtrak waiting room right over here. So that's cool. You have the railroad tracks. And once again, Hope is still served by the Amtrak. And this is a railroad inspection car right here. It's a 2-man inspection car, and it was built in 1948 by Fairmont Railway Motors. And the signalmen relied on this motor car for transportation as they inspected signals, automatic switches, and crossing gates. And it's known for its lightweight and easy handling on and off the rails. And cars such as this could travel up to 50 miles per hour. Motor cars were phased out of service by the railroads in the 1970s. But this particular railroad inspector car was put on loan, was loaned out by Barry Higginbotham of Prescott, Arkansas. So very nicely preserved. So as far as what Amtrak station, or as far as what Amtrak line serves Hope, Arkansas, it's a station that's located on the Texas Eagle line that runs between Chicago and San Antonio. So Hope is one of the intermediate stops here. They even have the Western Union Telegraph and Cable office right there. And it's a history of this station. On this day, 2 Hope natives visited the Hope Visitor Center and Museum. President William Jefferson Clinton, in town to dedicate his restored birthplace house, was escorted through the center by lifelong friend Thomas Franklin McCartley Jr., or Mac as he was called, his former White House Chief of Staff. Wow, okay, so he had his homeboy on the staff with him, grew up with him, and had him on his cabinet. It looks like Missouri Pacific lines also serve this station. And it looks like these are the railroad workers right here. The rail workers, black and white. So it's pretty cool to have some images, some historic images from the city. It looks like some cheerleaders from the nearby high school, I presume. Yep, good old Southern style music, culture, lifestyle. And here's some kids eating the watermelons. His Hope is known for its watermelon production. Locally produced watermelons. It's very nice history right here. Horse and carriage, of course. That preceded the railroads. And there goes Bill Clinton as a child, his childhood. And these nice steel cutouts of the railroad. This is a really nice wall. It's sculpted by David Griggs of Denver, Colorado. Paul Hester was a photographer from Houston. Here are all the major donors, which also includes the Arkansas Art Council and the U.S. Department of Transportation, and the Hope Arkansas Tourism Commission, Lloyd Spencer Foundation Trust. And it's called the Heritage Wall, Millennium Public Art Project, established by the Southwest Arkansas Arts Council in 2000. So it was just created to celebrate the railroad heritage of Hope and Hempstead County, Arkansas. Really, really nicely sculpted artwork right here at the railroad station. It's another railroad structure for Hope, Arkansas. It houses the Arts Council, the Southwest Arts Council, who's responsible for all the artwork that we just saw. And they also did this really nice art piece of the flowers in the garden. Very colorful image, and it's right on time, perfect time. Yeah, I was so glad that I was able to catch the train this time. I'm so glad I was able to capture the freight train. Right when I came across that beautiful artwork. But let's continue. Because you're going to see they also have a lot of nice artwork right here on the curve. Now this is really dope. Very colorful. Got the pink, green, orange, black. And they have some paintings to symbolize the history, the local history. We had this gentleman who's the founder of Yerger High School, Henry C. Yerger. That's him right there, brother right there. Hope will lead us, this hope will lead us through. So very inspiring messages right here. The giver, brighter than the northern lights, keeping a watchful round, looming eye upon faithful wrong, worthiness, worshipness. I don't know, I can't really read a lot of this. A lot of it's faded, but imagination is the red fruit that pulls at them. It's really nice. This is really nice. Looks like some wolves. Looks like some wolves howling. Very nice artwork. The University of Arkansas Iron Horses, Hope in Texarkana. So I believe they have a branch of the University of Arkansas here in Texas, in Hope. It's really nice, like an owl. Some really nice artwork. Very nice artwork on this sidewalk. They also have some artwork right here in this parking lot. It's really nice, really nice. Shout out to whoever did all of this artwork. Shout out to you. I would imagine it was the Creative Arts Council of Southwest Arkansas, whose building we just left. So yeah, very nice. This building right here is the old Hope Savings Bank and Trust Company. So very historic building, still standing right here in downtown Hope, Arkansas. But brings me to this side of things. Now these are a string of murals that were done by Joel Boyd, artist here from Hope, Arkansas. And the first one is Paul Klipsch. Now Paul Klipsch, I don't know if you guys have heard of Paul Klipsch before. You might be familiar with his sound equipment, but Paul Klipsch founded what was called the Paul Klipsch Audio Technologies in 1946, and he revolutionized high fidelity sound by inventing the legendary Klipsch horn, which was a folded horn, loaded speaker. And they basically, what it does is it maximizes the power of the amps You know what I'm saying? It lowers the distortion of the audio. And this was a revolutionary invention at the time. And Clips himself, he's not from Hope. Originally, he's from Indiana. He grew up in Indiana. His father was a professor at Purdue University. But Paul's ties to Hope was that he was on military assignment and served at the local proving grounds, Southwest Proving Grounds here in Hope. And it's still manufactured today, as a matter of fact. And the manufacturer's headquarters are in Indianapolis. So yeah, these are his speakers, his high quality speakers. And yeah, this is Paul Clips. Obtained his degree at New Mexico State University, and he lived to be about 90 something years old. So yeah, lived a long life and accomplished a lot of things and revolutionized how we listen to music. So Paul Clips, a legend in sound. Nice work by Joel Boyd. And also you have this mural of watermelons, locally grown, worldly known. Hope, Arkansas melons, part of the in its Guinness Book of World Record melons. These are some big old melons, by the way. In 1979, you had a 200-pound melon grown by Ivan and Lloyd Bright. And in 85, you had 260-pound grown by Jason L. Bright. And in 2005, you had a almost 270-pound melon grown by Lloyd Bright. So the Brights were massive watermelon growers. And I mean, geez, you could probably bench press. Some folks can, muscle, or some bodybuilders can bench press these watermelons, basically. But shout out to Hope for their legacy when it comes to watermelon growing. And you have Sportsman Paradise, Hope, Hempstead County. So it's known for its fishing. Apparently they have alligators here too. So a lot of wildlife around the area. And of course the Coca-Cola mural, 5 cents back in the day. Little Free Library. We see those in almost every town. And which way should I go? Let me go this way. Let me take a look at what we have down here. Okay, Gretchen Wilson. Gretchen Wilson is going to be at the Watermelon Festival, August the 6th through the 8th. Oh, wow, missed it. I would have liked to have went to that Watermelon Festival. I'm going to make it to one of these festivals, man. I'm still going to go to the Banana Festival in Fulton, Kentucky. I'm determined. Oh my stars. It's a Revival Rack. Centerwell Home Health. We have some more shops over across the street. They have a screen printing shop right here with shirts. Wilson Furniture Store. Youth advocate program. So they have youth advocate programs here. And they have this vacant shop right here that used to be occupied by the Vilma's Authentic Mexican Restaurant, but it's now has a for rent sign on it now. Yep, at this intersection of 3rd and Main, it goes to Hope First Baptist Church. So it goes to Hope First Baptist Church right there. A lot of cool stuff we're seeing so far in Hope. Over here on South Elm Street in Hope, Arkansas, there goes the Huntington Bank building. Another one of these free libraries. And check this out. They even have the Attack on Titan. They have the Attack on Titan anime right here. The Colossus Titan has breached humanity's first line of defense. Wal Maria, Mikasa, the 104th Training Corps ace, and Aaron's best friend may be the only one capable of defeating them, but beneath her calm exterior lurks a dark past. When all looks lost, a new Titan appears and begins to slaughter its fellow Titans. Could this new monster be a blessing in disguise, or is the truth something more sinister? Oh wow. Attack on Titan, man, that's quite a cliffhanger. I gotta remember this right here. I gotta remember this. It's Attack on Titan, Hajime Isayama. Pretty cool, man. They got some books in here. I wouldn't mind getting into the Attack on Titan. Sounds pretty interesting. Behind that calm exterior lurks a dark past. Looks like something that'll have you hanging on to your seats. But yeah, this is the hub, I guess pavilion, if you will. Forget what they call these things. Looks like it may potentially be somewhere where you can host events or farmers markets, perhaps. Let me go over here. And this is the former site of Graves and Graves. This site was donated to the City of Hope by Graves' family. Graves and Graves were attorneys at law, occupied this site from 1984 through 2015. Mr. O.A. Graves began practicing law in Hope in 1902, and when his son Albert Graves joined him in 1993, they founded Graves and Graves. Albert's sons, Al Graves Jr. and John Robert Graves, joined in 1961 and 1966 respectively. So that's really cool that the family donated this land right here, or this site, to basically, the City of Hope definitely appreciates that. I'm pretty sure the locals appreciate it. Of course, some chalk writing, some chalk on the ground, pretty nice. Art all over this town, but that's a good thing though. And here's a sculpture of a conductor doing his call, and it looks like a mother and daughter hustling to make that train, to board that train. Don't want to miss the train. So the conductor, they do that all aboard call. That's what it looked like he's doing. And there goes the mother and daughter. And see, back during that time too, when you rode the train, everybody dressed up. No matter where you go, you see how the mother and daughter had the dress. That was a normal day during the peak of railroad travel. The men wore the suits. They wore the three-piece suits. The women would wear their dresses. And yeah, you dress up. Now, those sculptures right there were created by Randolph Rose. The Randolph Rose collection using the lost wax cast bronze method. These sculptures are titled All Aboard. So I was right. The group portrays a train conductor calling a woman and her daughter to catch a train in the 1920s. First settled in 1873, Hope was incorporated in 1875 and named for the daughter of James M. Lowborough, the land commissioner of the Cairo and Fulton Railroad Company. Now, Hope was born in 1869 and died in 1918 and is buried at the Mount Holly Cemetery in Little Rock. Through the generosity of Farmers Bank and Trust, residents and visitors alike will enjoy this dynamic display for years to come. So I'm enjoying it right now as we speak. So yeah, Hope has a lot of really nice artwork and sculptures that we've seen thus far. So let's continue. It's a nice banner, by the way, too. Nice graphic design work right there. It's Hope Appraisal, which is no longer occupied. But you have this spot called Studio 107. Check this out. You have a band called Band of Hope. It's a painting of a Band of Hope. One guy, a couple guys playing the guitar. And you have the lady providing vocals. And one of the I guess is that supposed to be Bill Clinton playing the sax? Because remember, Bill Clinton played the saxophone while he was in office, so I'm guessing that's what that's supposed to be. Oh, that's sick. That's some really nice artwork. Yo, that's dope. Menswear, Life in Hope, Arkansas. So they have a menswear, or used to be a menswear shop right here. You have a barber shop over here, but and then on the side of it, have a nice little mural of a collection of balloons floating in the air. A couple more of those pots. And let's go check this out. This one says Hope begins with a home. It's a really nice painting of different groups of children, regardless of what ethnicity, coming together in hope. So it shows unity, humanitarian work, and it's on the side of this place called The Call. So I guess they do humanitarian work locally. Looks pretty nice. More local foster homes needed. They had a cat sitting on top of that thing. That's cool. It's a really nice piece of artwork right here. Sits about a block away from the train depot. But yeah, it's really cool work here. Check out this locomotive. Painting of this locomotive. Riding down the train tracks here in Hope. Really cool piece of artwork. Doesn't say who did it, but it's a really nice painting, mural, whatever you want to call it. Wilson's Saloon. So it looks like the Wilson Saloon used to occupy this particular building. Let's see, but it's just now occupied by the studio and events. It's nice decor, nicely decorated on the front and the exterior. Some more watermelon decorations, if you will. Always fresh and delicious watermelon of premium quality. You get it right here, locally grown here in Hope, Arkansas. Couple of antique shops. So there's one antique shop over there, Bob's Antiques. I think it extends all the way onto, now that one right there might be a hardware store. It looks like it's more like a hardware store. Maybe it's a part of the antique shop, but here's an antique shop right here. It even has the old tile flooring right here, old school Gibson and B&S company. But it's now occupied by Antique Shop, Elm Street Marketplace, as it says right here, and Gibson Drug Company, where it looks like they used to occupy this building. So where I just left, it is called Pavilion Park. That's the entry, that's the sign right there. So it was a pavilion, I was right. See, Pavilion Park. I wasn't sure if it was a pavilion, if it was called a pavilion, but and yes, this indeed is a hardware store. It's the LeGrone the LeGrone Williams hardware store. So I figured it was a hardware store because when I was across the street, it looked like I saw some toolboxes and stuff. But yeah, it's called LeGrone Williams hardware store. But I guess they sell some homeware stuff too, like home goods and stuff. They got rugs, decorative rugs. They have some cookware. Okay, it's like a pretty good stuff. That's what I saw right here. Those Milwaukee toolboxes. They also got some farming equipment, looks like, in there. Yep, home owned, locally owned, LeGrone Williams hardware. Really nice. And this is Bob's Antiques right here. So nicely maintained, locally owned businesses here in Hope. And here's some more artwork in this park right over here as I make my way towards the main street of downtown. And this is a really nice piece of artwork right here. It's by Carrie Ann Riggin Sherbert, and this was done in 2025. It says covered in. It represents a child who's tucked into bed with their stuffed animals and a colorful, what looks like quilt or a colorful bedspread, I should say. It's really nice, and it looks like it was dedicated in the honor of the namesake of Hope, Arkansas, which is Hope Lowborough. So shout out to Carrie Ann Riggin Sherbert for this dedication to Hope. And it says, don't lose hope. Absolutely, you can't lose hope. You got to keep pushing. No matter how much your back might be against the wall, you got to keep pushing. And understand that tough times don't last for long. As long as you keep pushing, hope happens here. Absolutely. The flowers definitely symbolize it, and the sun as well. As long as the sun is shining, the plants are growing, you know, everything's going to be okay. Because if the sun can provide for the plants, why can't the sun provide for the humans? You know what I'm saying? This is a nice arrangement of string lights attached to these lamp posts and that slab of wood over there, wooden structure. And they also have the wooden benches and these nice little round flower pots. Really nice. You know, every time I see one of these xylophones, I have to boy, I had to put a little beat, you know, try to do a little rhythm on the xylophones. There's another one right here though, gotta check out. Do what I can, y'all. Do what I can. If the rhythm finds you, it finds you. But yep, let's continue. I think I played around long enough. Let's continue down this way and then make our way back down this direction. They have this downtown market. So it's a flea market right here. So some nice displays. You have the Howdy banner right there with the skeletons playing in the desert. That's pretty cool. Little basket chair right there. Some little furniture pieces. Pretty nice, pretty nice. And there goes the Hope Public Schools building, administration building right across. Then you have this part, this gutted out section of this building. Hempstead County Abstract and Title Company. It's also the site of the founding site of Hope, Arkansas, on this very location. (124). So back towards that way is the railroad depot. Continue down this way. The picket fence, floral, bakery, tuxedos, gifts. It goes again, keeping with the watermelon theme, the watermelon growing theme here in Hope. And that's a big old bank right over there. That bank is huge. That has to be the biggest bank in the town. We also have this antique mall right here. We have a workout facility in there, a little gym. It's pretty cool. Yep. Just a few storefronts right here on 2nd Street. So guys, this is the Hempstead County Courthouse. Now, remember earlier when I said this has to be like the largest bank in town? This is actually the courthouse. This is the same building, but this is the Hempstead County Courthouse. So now it used to be a bank. The current building moved into this building, or the courthouse moved into this building in 2022. The county purchased the building, renovated it, and made it a courthouse. So, but it's a former bank building that the Hempstead County Courthouse occupies. So I wasn't all the way wrong, but it's no longer functions as a bank. You know, the district court operates out of here. You know, of course, you have the sheriff's office, and you know, this is where all the court proceedings take place. But yeah, that threw me off, man. They got the little drive-through. Let me see. I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna show you guys exactly what I'm talking about. Some nice shutters, by the way. But yeah, see, that's the drive-through for a bank. But it is again, the county purchased this building and moved the court into the building. So yeah, that's what. So when I was walking earlier, I thought this was a bank, and I made the comment that this has to be the biggest bank in town because of how big this building is. I mean, but its original functionality as a bank, it still had to have been the biggest bank in the history of this town. I've never seen a bank that big, or at least not in a town this size. Let me put it to you like that. Guys, this concludes the Hope, Arkansas vlog. Hope you guys enjoyed. I enjoyed the walking tour myself. So, yep, there you have it. If you made it this far, make sure you hit that like button. Also, if you're new to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button along with the notification bell. And once you tap that bell, make sure you select all. That way you get notified every time I drop a new vlog. With that in mind, good people, thanks again for tuning in. See you guys on the next one. Peace.